Coming up next, On the Spot. Greg Mueller's globetrotting with Lara Croft and Tomb Raider Legend on the Xbox 360. Brian Ekberg's throwing out the first pitch with Major League Baseball 2K6. And Ryan Davis is yelling a whole bunch at Ute Saito's Odama. Also, Jeff Gerstmann tests his brain age. We check out the THQ Superstar Challenge from WrestleMania 22, look back at April Fool's Day, and then tease you about the return of a GameSpot cult favorite. Shimmy Sideways, we're live and on the spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. Hello, Jeff Gerstmann.
Hey, Rich. How's it going?
How's it going, buddy?
It's going fantastically.
It's our beginning show handshake time.
Yeah, that's how you know the show's going to be great.
Are you nervous? You have a fantastic demo you're going to do for us later.
I'm not nervous at all, man.
No?
No.
You're gonna flex your brain age?
My brain has been flexing itself for the past week now. My brain is in killer shape. My brain can rip phone books in half.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of great stuff today. There's going to be a lot of yelling going on, a lot of microphone action.
Yeah, there's all kinds of speech recognition horror that we've got here.
For example, Ryan Davis, you're going to be playing something crazy today, aren't you, sir?
That is correct, Rich. I'm going to be playing some Odama for the GameCube, formerly known as Ute Saito's Odama. So I'm going to be yelling at my GameCube a bunch, and you guys are going to be yelling at your DSs with brain age and sharpening your prefrontal cortex.
What's that great loot you got in front?
I've got this cool prize up here. GameSpot subscribers are going to be eligible for it at the end of the show. We're going to have some trivia questions. We've got 2 copies of the WWE DVD board game here, and we've also got one of these sweet Xbox 360 Quick Charge kits, not in stores yet, only available on the spot. So that's a hot score right there. We're also going to be showing off Tomb Raider Legend for the Xbox 360, MLB 2K6 for the Xbox.
That's it, dude.
And that's it, yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
But right now, we're going to take a look at the THQ Superstar Challenge, which just took place at WrestleMania 22?
Yes.
WrestleMania 22,
Double
earlier
deuce.
this week. Check it out.
All right, we're here amongst crazy wrestling fans. We're here at the THQ Superstar Challenge. We're going to check out wrestlers. They're going to be playing SmackDown versus Raw 2006. We got people who came here from Israel. This is Carlito of the WWE, and we're here at the THQ Superstar Challenge, which Carlito plans on going all the way and beating everybody and winning whatever the grand prize is. I don't really care what it is.
It's a great feeling to walk in a room and be totally intimidated by your peers.
Yeah, and actually we're going to start our winning now. We're going to start our winning now. We're at the House of Blues, and we're going to beat some people in video games, too.
We're going to try to participate in the challenge.
Actually playing, we'll try to play.
So the first round of the Sweet 16 is ready. We've got Shelton Benjamin going up against Orlando Jones. The Masterpiece Chris Masters going up against Stevie Richards. Carlito going up against Ken Kennedy. And the Rated R Superstar Edge going up against Paul London. Let's see how they do.
I'm going to taunt.
You're gonna taunt him?
I'm going to hit the taunt button.
That looks like Brax dance.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Masterpiece could be a contender tonight.
Surprising win early on in the first round. Stevie Richards takes out the Masterpiece Chris Masters in something like 5 minutes. Down goes SmackDown. Down goes SmackDown. The words from Shelton Benjamin. He takes out Orlando Jones. Everybody knew Shelton was going to win in the first round. He took him down quick. SmackDown 2, Raw 1. Last time I saw that many pins, I was doing the laundry. So second round of the first 16. We got a bunch of ladies out here tonight. We got Trish Stratus going up against Melina. Lita going up. A new diva, I guess her name is Crystal Marshall, never heard of her. And then we got, of course, the champ, John Cena, going up against one half of Eminem, I don't know his name. And then we got RVD, Rob Van Dam, going against the other Eminem guy. I had no idea. We'll see what happens. Check it out.
And I've already told Sheldon that I'm going to beat him today if I can get there, but I got to be able to get there.
I actually was, before I came to Chicago, was warming up playing Dig Dug.
Really?
Yeah, the gug where you pump up the pukas.
So there you go. RVD's out thanks to Johnny Nitro. Took him out in a really long match. John Cena comes through big. He said he was going to lose, but he takes out Joey Mercury. He's moving on to the next round.
Wrong night, wrong champ, kid. I just don't think it's your time.
And that's pretty much how it went for the rest of the evening. The competition pitted rival against rival, teammate against teammate, but no one could stop the rampage of Shelton Benjamin, who took the THQ Superstar Challenge Championship for the 4th time.
Well, we knew it was going to happen. Shelton Benjamin wins 4th straight THQ Superstar Challenge. I think the only way we're going to beat this guy is if Jeff Gerstmann enters the WWE. What do you think, guys?
I think that's a great idea, Brian.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's get Jeff signed up. Or Alex. Alex could probably do something too.
Get him a name.
Yeah.
Get him a gimmick.
Yeah.
Stick him in there, absolutely.
That'll work. How would that look like a lot of fun out there?
It was fun. I mean, the great thing about interviewing wrestlers is that you don't have to ask any questions. You just turn the camera on and they'll just start talking. Easiest interviews I've ever conducted.
I used to make fun of people who wear camouflage sports teams hats, but
Yeah.
John Cena did it now, so I guess I can't say anything, or just not to him.
Yeah, not to him.
Yeah.
Not to him. Cena's a good guy, though. I wouldn't make fun of him. There's plenty of other people that attended that I could have made fun of. But not
Shelton
Cena.
Benjamin, he just won't stop winning that.
No,
Is
no.
that like the only reason he's a wrestler, probably, is to win this year?
Maybe so. I mean, the difference between Shelton Benjamin and everyone else, well, two differences. One, Shelton Benjamin knows what he's doing. Everybody else was just literally slamming the buttons. And Shelton Benjamin had a Thundercats necklace on, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
And lastly, we just have to mention there was actually a new game there you saw as well.
Absolutely. We saw the introduction of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, which is coming out on Xbox 360, PS3, PSP, PS2, everything. And we got to see that the morning after the THQ Superstar Challenge, so that game is looking really good. Next Gen Wrestling, man. Here it comes.
Cool. And here comes MLB 2K6.
Yeah, here comes baseball.
Yeah,
Right.
opening day happened last
we're-
Sunday or Monday if you have a real team to root for that isn't Cleveland or the White Sox.
That's right.
But, yeah, and you brought the Xbox version with you.
That's right, MLB 2K6. It's coming out for Xbox, PS2, and the upcoming later in the month we'll see an Xbox 360 version of the game. We're here looking at the Xbox version, of course, as you said. And one of the newest features in the game is the Inside Edge scouting service.
Cool.
Basically, what that allows you to do is scout players in the game. As you see, I have a list of players that I
Jerry
wanna
Hairston
scout.
Jr.
Yes. So
We need to know more about him.
Okay, you want to know more about Harrison?
Yeah.
Sure. So I'm picking players that I want to scout, and I'm going to be playing as the Red Sox just for you.
Cool. You don't need to scout Todd Walker then. We know all about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm out of points anyway. So
Okay, good.
So we'll get straight to the game. But basically, what you do is as you spend points, you get a little bit more information of them in the game, and it helps you play the game a little bit smarter. And the difference is between Inside Edge scouting and exhibition games, as we're doing here, is you only have a set amount of points. Whereas if you're playing franchise mode or something like that, you can scout any team, any player, you can just scout the entire pitching staff of a team. But those points come directly out of your overall budget. So it's actually a pretty interesting way of doing things. A team with a smaller budget has to, maybe not scout as much because they have other concerns in their budget that they have to take into consideration.
Gotcha. And the direct result of all this scouting is?
Well, you'll see here.
Okay.
So I am.
I have to ask a question. This game just came out, correct?
Yes.
How up to date are the rosters?
Pretty up to date.
For example, that's Alex Cora that just flew out right there, who is not starting for the Red Sox.
Yeah, well, see, did I say pretty up to date? I mean, not up to date at all.
It seems like it's pretty good.
No, I think once they'll have your online roster updates and so forth. So if I can get out here, you'll actually be able to see a little bit better.
See how the scouting works?
Yeah, because what happens is as you scout a player, when you're batting, you'll see like if I scouted this pitcher, I'd see typically what he pitches at this during any moment in the strike count. So if it's 1-0 like it is here, or 0-1, you'll see, hey, he tends to throw a slider here or something like that. And over on the other side of the field, if we can get to it,
we'll get to it.
You'll see what kind of the catcher will adjust to show you, hey, throw a fastball here. This guy likes to see.
That's cool. Well, you can strike out here. I know it's impossible for a man like David Ortiz to do that.
I know.
I'll give you your scouting report on Mark Pryor actually while you wait. Here it is. Throws heat. sits on the DL all year long.
Right.
That's Mark Pryor.
Yeah, no, that's Kerry Wood as well.
Exactly, Kerry Wood as well.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry Guskos, we have questions coming in from the members of the audience. Am I right?
We sure do. We have a lot of questions coming in.
Do you have some for us?
Yeah, actually, this is just a comment first, and this one goes out to you, Rich.
Okay.
This is from A-Rod.
It's from A-Rod.
A-Rod tends to watch the show.
Nice.
And he would like to tell you that the Red Sox suck.
Do they?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we have some questions coming in.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yes.
Colin Jones in Delta, British Columbia, I assume, wants to know, are the controls well balanced and easy to use? Can you tell us about the controls a little bit?
There's some new controls this time around. They've changed the pitching interface. You might remember last year's had that sort of dual axis pitching thing that was kind of confusing, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
This year they've changed it a bit, and it's more. Hey, I'll just throw a pitch right here, and you'll see. It's basically if I can
get Josh Beckett just up.
Beckett, pay
training.
attention, son.
He wears number 19, by the way.
Yeah. So you'll see it's sort of an expanding and contracting halo that sort of judges the break and the power of the pitch. And things have also changed. You'll see the catcher move there to his right.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that means I had this guy pitch. The pitcher wants the pitch on the inside, and he wants a fastball. You see the FB icon is flashing. The pitcher wants an fastball on the inside. So this is as a result of me scouting this batter.
So you knew he was going to swing at that.
Well, it doesn't work all the time.
But
you still have to use your intuition and do well. But on scouted batters, you'll see, hey, see here, he's picking the exact spot he wants. He wants the 12C X button there on the
the 12-6 curve.
Yeah, exactly.
Dropping it off the table right there.
So yeah, and then on the other hand, there's also when you're batting, they have analog batting now. So you don't use the button to swing the bat. You use the right analog stick to both go back in your stance and then just swing through the ball up and through with the right analog stick. So controls on both sides of the ball have changed.
Cool. Carrie, a couple more questions, please.
Sure. And Andrei Vasiliev from Windsor, Ontario says, is the hit detection fair, automated? How easy is it to time a homer?
Is the hit detection. Well, one of the weirdest things with the, not weird I should say, but the thing you'll have to get used to is the analog stick is, timing your back swing correctly and then following through. It takes a while to get used to it because every pitcher on the mound has a different release. Some guys really get rid of the ball quick. Some guys take a while to get warmed up before they release the ball. And you have to learn how that pitcher throws the ball in order to time your backswing and your release. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, for sure.
Another question, Carrie, please.
Sure. Actually, a lot of people out here want to know things like, are there steroids in the game? Can you hit the batter?
No.
Can you tell us about the bad stuff in here?
No, you can hit the batter, but there's no roids that I've found yet.
No one throws a syringe at you.
No. Of course, I haven't played any games in San Diego yet,
nice
so
catch.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ged D from Glasgow wants to know: is the game easy or is it hard? Like, how have you felt the difficulty so far?
A bunch of different difficulty levels you can choose from. I think that we go back to the controls. I think the controls for the batting are probably one of the best things about the game. Make it not necessarily easier, but definitely more realistic to get the feel behind the plate.
Cool. And we do have a full review of the Xbox and PlayStation 2 versions on the site, correct?
Absolutely. They're up. They went up yesterday.
And the score might be a little lower than people are expecting. It sounds like the presentation kind of is an issue this year.
Yeah, I think what's happening is you have a pretty solid game of baseball, but a lot of the presentation, this year the game doesn't have the ESPN license.
Right.
So it took a presentation hit. A lot of you see sort of the same plays over and over again, and there's just not a lot of variety in the game, and I think our reviewer felt that it takes away from, you want to see a lot of variety in baseball games, and while there's a lot to like about MLB 2K6, I think that, a lot of that variety is gone, and it definitely affects things. Things get boring after a while.
We'll see how the 360 version turns out.
Absolutely.
And we'll have a baseball roundup in the near future.
Baseball roundup's coming up. You and I are going to be working on that soon.
We hopefully.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. All right. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And also NCAA feature.
Yeah. We've got the finals. The results of our March Madness feature are out today. In fact, if you go to the sports site right now, you can see who won in our Sweet 16 tournament. I'm not going to tell you right now. You have to go check it out yourself.
Yeah.
It made Carrie mad, though.
You people are crazy, man. You people are crazy.
Carrie, how about to make it up for you, we let you do a Tomb Raider Legend demo for the Xbox 360 right now with Greg Mueller.
Oh, wow.
Do it.
Awesome. Here I am. All right, so I'm here with Greg Mueller. How's it going, Greg? We're here looking at Tomb Raider Legend. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Tomb Raider. Can you just give us sort of a basic rundown of what's going on? Or actually, just go ahead and just jump into the gameplay and tell me what's going on.
Sure. This the sequence here is a motorcycle racing.
Oh, so this is new, actually, because I don't think we've had any kind of racing elements in the games before.
I don't think so. There's actually a couple racing levels in the game, and I just got done, shooting some bad guys in this heated chase, and now I'm trying to catch up to this train so that I can hop on and bust into this research facility where apparently maybe we can answer a few questions about the strange stuff that's going on.
Now, so how are the mechanics of the driving sequence? Is this, is it like a full-on-out driving game, or?
It's very arcadey.
Okay.
As you can see, it's very loose, and it's really easy and very simple, but it's kind of a fun little break from the rest of the platforming sections. So here you jump onto the train, and then just drive up to the train. There's actually parts in the game where you have to jump motorcycles from one skyscraper to another over downtown Tokyo, which is pretty crazy and kind of fun.
Oh, cool.
Definitely very over the top with these sequences. And then it gets into this cutscene here, and they're kind of interactive cutscenes, a lot like Resident Evil 4.
Sure.
Where you have to do the timed button presses. And if you fail, there's actually some pretty funny death animations that you get to see.
Show it to us. Let's see a death animation.
Yeah, I'll show you one. I'll show you one coming up here.
I want to see her die.
Let's pretend he'll do it on purpose.
First, she's got to throw away her burning jacket.
Oh, right. Well, of course she's got to take her jacket off.
You got to have a different outfit in every single level.
It looks pretty warm out there,
Yeah.
So.
Project Carbonic. That sounds vicious.
That is a pretty wicked.
Do you know
project.
where this? Do you know where the story is? Do you know what the story lies, like with the movies or the games or anything at all? Or
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
That was close.
It was. The ponytail almost didn't make it. Let's see. You're gonna show us a death animation, or?
Yep.
This is just like Getting Up.
Yeah, I've actually watched all of the death animations, so.
Oh, like it was so cool that you wanted to watch them?
Yeah, I actually died on purpose. Like right here.
Sure you did.
That wasn't on purpose. Yeah. You did not hit the X button successfully there, did you?
Can I ask you a question, or are you gonna? Jake Hosford from Kingston, Washington wants to know how many weapons and moves are there. Like, have you checked out the weapons yet? What is it like?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few weapons. You can pick up any of the weapons that the enemies drop. So you can get like a grenade launcher, or assault rifles. And you always have your double pistols, of course, which have infinite ammo.
Sure.
So it's really just easier to just use those all the time anyway.
Sure, and I know one of the big things, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of people who like all the Tomb Raider games, controls. How does that feel? The old games, it was sort of clunky, kind of turning was always kind of awkward. How is it turning around? How is it feeling to you right now?
The controls are actually pretty good. The camera, sometimes you still struggle with the camera, but it's not that bad, and you can really get used to it pretty quickly. But it's pretty cool. Laura has a lot of different moves at her disposal. Like here, I just used my magnetic grappling hook to grab this giant crane and pull it over, and then I can hop on this rope and swing across to the other side.
Oh, cool, and the crane moves with you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different stuff. Has it been switching it up? Have you seen that? Like, that's what you've been playing so far?
Yeah, actually the game does a good job of making you use all of your different abilities. And the puzzles are actually, some of the puzzles are pretty difficult. But then again, there's also a lot of sections where it's very obvious where you need to go and what you need to do. But it's still fun to just jump around and play around with it.
What do you think of like the balance between the sort of the combat and the platforming around? How is that striking you? Like how much platforming, how much?
It's definitely leaning a lot more towards the platforming. The combat is, I don't want to say it's weaker than the platforming, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not the focus.
Sure.
There's really only a couple combat sections per level, maybe, and most of the time you're just doing stuff like this, where you're just climbing around, trying to figure out how to traverse this.
What happens if you go in the fire?
Place.
Greg, you know the tricky part's a demo here and talk at the same time. Dude. You're a brave man.
No, you're doing great, man. I know we can't talk about the story per se, like the specifics of it, but how do you like it?
It's fine. I mean, the story it's definitely cheesy and kind of campy, and there's some humorous moments in it. Lara Croft has definitely a lot of attitude, and there's a lot of humor to it, but the story is, I mean, it's not that gripping. It's not anything that you're going to be really, talking about with your friends later on, trying to figure it out. Basically, they're trying to it has a lot to do with the legend of Excalibur and King Arthur. So you're trying to put together this sword from these various pieces, and there's also bits about Lara's past and how her mother died and things like that. So you get to see a little bit about Lara's history.
Her mother was King Arthur? Is that what you just said?
Right.
No, yeah.
So Miguel Correa from Waltham,
John Voight
Massachusetts asked a question that we all want to know. What are the achievements like?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, don't you want to know that?
Junkies.
Dying to know.
Yeah, the achievements are actually fairly simple. You just need to basically find these items throughout the level, like these little statues that you can find in these hidden out-of-the-way spaces.
Oh, like the secrets. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then you can unlock things like new outfits, stuff like that.
Very cool. And so this is Kazakhstan. So Stephen Hart from Stanwood, Washington wants to know what are some of the locations. So is there like a balance between like the tombs and the cities and that kind of thing?
Actually, there's only one real city location that I found so far, and that is Tokyo. But the stages are very there's a good variety to them. You can go from Kazakhstan where it's all snowy, then you go to Africa and you're in the middle of the jungle, and then you can go to Tokyo and go to a dinner party and crash the party and start jumping around on skyscrapers. So there's definitely a lot of different areas.
Very cool.
One last question, Carrie.
Well, I was going to say, there are a lot of questions coming in asking, and I think the motivation for this question might not be the most pure thing in the entire world. They want to know, people are asking if it's child-friendly. Are there any scenes where you have to ask your little brother, little sister to go away? I don't know if people are asking because they want to know if they let their kids play it, or if they want to know something else about it. But how do you feel
There's
so
no
far?
blood really, but as you saw that death animation there, it can be kind of brutal sometimes. There are you do shoot guys, but they don't blow up or anything. They don't there's no blood spray. There's no swearing or anything, and it's all kept pretty light in tone. So while maybe a teenager could handle it or something, I don't know if I'd really, suggest it for children.
I was about to say you are sick, Greg, and then you just had to go and not make that jump right there.
Yeah, it's real tough to play this game and talk at the same time.
No, you're doing a great job.
Good job.
All right, so thank you, Greg. When is this game coming out? Do you know?
It's coming out next week. It ships on the 12th, so it should be in stores next Thursday, a week from today.
All right, great. So I guess the last question. So I'm going to shout it out to April Fools was this past Saturday, and we got you.
Me?
I mean, some of you were very smart, and you got us, whatever. But anyway, in case you missed it, we did a feature on the top 10 Final Fantasy games of all time, and we had a little video accompanying the feature. So we're going to replay it for you right now. Check it out. The Final Fantasy series began over 15 years ago and has, in all the time since, had a number of iterations on a ton of different systems. It has sort of made its way from the Nintendo consoles over the Sony consoles and back again. So many people have had exposure to Final Fantasy, and in fact, a lot of people consider it to be sort of the introductory RPG.
The nominations were a pretty heated debate just because there have been so many great Final Fantasy games. So narrowing it down was really difficult, but we managed to throw out a few right away and really focus our attention on these select 10 Final Fantasy games that really just are the best in the entire series.
The thing that really stood out about the games that we chose for our Final Fantasy list is really just, there's just a pageantry there to these games that you just don't see in other games. And even in other Final Fantasy games, these are the games that we feel really just sum up the experience top to bottom. It's the best things that the series has ever had to offer. And of course, as a result, the best things the RPG genre has ever had to offer.
What makes Final Fantasy so great as a series is that it's just this enormous world of great characters, and there's a ton of things to do. It's always felt like this just huge, amazing experience, always very story-rich, and very sort of majestic and beautiful, and always had sort of stellar gameplay and stellar graphics. It has always been really wonderful, and I think a lot of people are glad that the series has continued on for so long.
The Final Fantasy games, they've always had incredible production values,
They're always really well put together. You can tell they put 3 or 4 years of effort into each one. They're very long. They have a lot of side quests to do and everything like that. Storylines in Final Fantasy games have always been very mature for games. I mean, a lot of role-playing games have the kind of stereotypical, save the world type stuff. And all of the Final Fantasy games are kind of like that. You have to go out and save the world. But they're always handled with a lot of maturity, I think, despite the fact that you're always playing as like a 15-year-old. Interesting thing about the Final Fantasy series is that, each game is different in its own little way, but they all kind of come back to the same point. You have the same type of characters. You've got these white mages and blue mages, and there's all these different types of magic and just really interesting spell crafting and some great fighting along the way too. Just the battles, just the epic struggles between good and evil, and these things just really just cut through just such a wide array of what makes us people, what makes up society as a whole. It's like Final Fantasy can speak to so many different layers of love and loss and conflict, and you just don't get that out of other games. They're often really romantic in a way that a lot of the games either attempt to be and fail at, or don't attempt at all. So it's a different experience.
Really, what's special to me about the Final Fantasy series is just how the worlds of these games really fit together. So when you're playing, it's like you're there, and even though it's this totally wild fantasy world where people are riding giant chickens and there are airships in the sky, it all just somehow makes sense. Like how a guy wearing yellow shorts can summon this beautiful woman to just cast down all this ice.
The thing about Final Fantasy is that it stretches across genres and just borders, and it's truly just like a worldwide, just global game that we can all agree on. And that's probably the best thing about Final Fantasy, is that it's truly about bringing people together.
The thing about the Final Fantasy games is there's always an important message at the end, and it's really that the forces of good can prevail against the forces of evil, and that's a really important message for people to bear in mind, and it's not many games that deliver that home.
There are very few game franchises that have enough games to even make a top 10 list, let alone a top 10 list that is sort of controversial. But believe me, there was controversy in coming up with this list, and we had many a fight over duking it out. And we made it particularly interesting, unlike most top 10 lists where we sort of keep them all on even ground. This time we've actually numbered them. So from 10 to 1, we're presenting you with the top 10 Final Fantasy games of all time.
This week's On the Spot is brought to you by Hanes. Look who we've got our Hanes on now.
And we are back. Jeff, you love Final Fantasy, don't you?
It's not that I love Final Fantasy, it's that I need it.
Yeah, humanity needs it, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, without it, it's like, think of all the war there would be in the world without Final Fantasy.
Yeah. And
wait, there's a lot of war in Final Fantasy.
But think how much more there would be.
Okay, oh, thank
It'd be
you.
way worse.
What about
without Final Fantasy?
We need more ice, I think.
Yeah.
That piece was lacking ice.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so basically, if you didn't get the joke, was that it was the top 10 Final Fantasy games, according to GameSpot, and then we left out the ones that everyone really likes and all the people like really flip out about in the forums. So.
And we put in all the games that are horribly stupid, like Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was great because I actually I read the forums for like 2 hours on Saturday, just laughing, and I was having a blast.
So some people took it pretty seriously. Some people did not quite get the joke immediately.
And we hope that those of you who also read the forums like Carrie did appreciate the people who did react like that, and we like to thank you too because you really made April Fool's Day special.
Yes, thank you for making our April Fool's Day.
That's April, and hopefully you appreciate the joke. And if you don't, send us an email.
Yeah, it was funny that you got angry, and that's better here, for us. Really, I think that's the goal, right?
Yeah. So let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff, what's Brain Age?
Brain Age is this game for the DS that Nintendo is bringing out. They're shipping it on the 17th, and it's. I don't even know if I'd call it a game.
It isn't.
It's you're basically going through this series of tests. You got this doctor up here on the screen, and he's saying, "Hello,
hi,
hey, what's up, doc?"
Hello,
and
doc.
basically, he offers you an array of tests. So we'll go through here, and basically you train every day, and then you can do a brain age check, and it'll tell you how well you're doing.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to do because I have the ideal brain age right now of 20.
20
and I
is the
don't
best?
want the pressure of live internet magic to mess up.
ruin it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask you to do anything. That takes too long.
Yeah. But what we will do is we'll go through a few training things here. Now, some of these are real basic. You got your basic math here. Calculations times 20. You can do 100 of them if you want. You can read aloud. Low to high is counting numbers. There's a syllable count, head count. So these are all things that are designed to activate your prefrontal cortex.
Okay.
Which is what the little polygonal doctor dude says.
What the heck
after,
is a prefrontal cortex?
Didn't Ron Popeil make up the prefrontal cortex?
Yeah, he did.
yeah.
And basically, it's the part where juice comes out of. So if you can get it and put it in a juicer, it's.
I didn't know we had brain juice.
Yeah, set it and forget it.
Set it.
Yeah, forget it. Exactly. And that's what I do with my brain. And and here I am.
Do something.
All right, let's do some real basic math.
Okay.
So this will be it's just jumping right in.
Okay. So basically, I'll describe because I've been playing this. Basically, racing against the clock here. You have to do the math here, and this is 20 calculations, and it's 32, dude.
Yeah.
And one thing that
it said that too was a 7.
One thing that I've noticed about this game, the problems I've had with it is it can't really tell what you're writing a lot. Like you just tried writing 32 right there, and thought it was 37. I found after doing this now, I write all my number 5s like the letter S. Because that's what this game likes.
It doesn't like my 8s.
It doesn't like your 8s.
My 8s are apparently not cool with brain age. So
And part. That's not bad. That's pretty quick, dude.
That's decent. That's not my best. My best is 22 seconds. So.
I don't know. I think my best is 14.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
not to brag at all.
Not to
brag.
But my brain age on the test, 37.
See, so right
37.
now I'm 20.
You're
which
destroying
is my
me.
brain. Like I said,
Yeah.
it can break phone books. It'll turn
I
over
cannot.
a mini. It'll do all kinds of stuff. So for training today, I got to put a little stamp on my thing. It says here I performed at bicycle speed.
Ouch.
It goes all the way up to rocket speed.
As I have displayed, as I've shown everyone.
I've gotten jet speed.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And see, it graphs your progress in this one event, and then, there are multiple events, of course, and it keeps graphs for each one. And, he's a little brain training tip here. Walking around present brain training opportunities. Try counting the number of steps you take as you walk.
What?
Yeah, I'll get right on that polygonal doctor guy. So now I get to put a little
Can I
stamp
say
in
that
my book.
doctor kind of freaks me out?
Doctor's freaky, and there's a little secret here that he'll tell you. We can go back to the main menu here real
Sure.
quick. And if I can do this here. Glasses.
Oh,
yeah.
you do his glasses,
Dude freaks out when you say glasses.
Oh, say his name.
I don't remember. It's Ryuta Yamashita. Or,
Isn't it Shinkawa?
well, whatever. He freaks out.
he thought that was
He doesn't
glasses.
like it, whatever it is.
Doctor.
That guy is afraid of the word
Doctor.
glasses.
See, he frowns when you say doctor. He's like, don't call me a doctor. Even though I'm a doctor.
Oh, he's laughing.
He's like,
at
oh, you knuckleheads.
Yeah. Now show us the best part of this game.
Sudoku?
Yeah. The Sudoku in this game is awesome.
The Sudoku in this game is really good.
No, you give us
right now?
questions while Jeff displays Sudoku because there's really
All right.
nothing to do except play Sudoku.
So Adam King from Lebanon wants to know how the Sudoku compares to Dr. Sudoku.
So much better.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So Dr. Sudoku's got nothing on brain age?
No,
Wow.
unfortunately, because Brain Age lets you write stuff. What's the best thing you heard or saw in the news yesterday?
What, dude?
How is that part of the game?
Occasionally he asks you questions like, what did you have for dinner last night?
Lasagna.
Yeah, so you answer lasagna, and then like a week later he says, what did you have for dinner on March 6th? And then you go, soup. And he goes, well, here's what you said, because he doesn't read your handwriting.
Right.
And then you're supposed to look at it and go, oh, I'm so stupid.
Oh, you're dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sudoku in this is awesome because it's like, I've never had a Palm Pilot before, so this is obviously something people have been enjoying for like a decade now.
Sure.
This
Right.
feels like future Sudoku to me because the puzzle pops up, you click on which square you want to enter, you write it, and there it is.
Yep.
Then you zoom out and you do it again.
So now, does this actually tie into the game? Because I see it says like mistakes 0 out of 5 on the right-hand side.
No, this is just separate from the game. There's no brain age check involving Sudoku. This is just another way to activate your prefrontal cortex.
And it will tell you what speed you do it at
With
too.
one easy pan.
You place tiny classified ads.
You
in the
place
Sudoku
tiny classified ads on the Sudoku grid.
for your product.
We zoom in here and we write real estate.
All right, more questions.
Yes.
Vincent Bugica, or Bugica.
Sure.
Whatever. From Mooresville, North Carolina, wants to know, is it for everyone?
Yes.
There you go. Brain age.
Well, I mean,
for everyone.
actually, when we saw it at GDC, Iwata was saying that the whole point was to go and share it with other people who wouldn't normally be into games and get it.
And it's been
I'm sorry, I'm
hugely-
answering the question.
It's been hugely popular in Japan, right? This is like
it's
the
going
thing
out
that's
to
selling
people-
DSs.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, yes. Technically, they do build it for anybody, but is anyone going to really get all that into this that doesn't necessarily already play games? I don't really know. I mean, it's just made to be really just generic and simple, and I just don't know if these tests hold any actual scientific merit. Like the manual for the game is full of all kinds of science and like pictures of brains being activated and prefrontal cortexes,
yeah.
and pictures of this doctor who's a real life doctor. He's not just a funny polygonal
Right,
man.
it's based on his book, actually.
Yeah, so it's based on his book, and they've got pictures from the book and all this stuff, and they're basically claiming that this is what you can use to improve your memory. They find, with older people, like as they get older, that their brain just wears out, so that regular exercise of the brain, regular activation of the prefrontal cortex can reverse this trend. At least that's the claim they're making. I kind of feel like maybe I'm just getting my basic math memorization skills back because I've definitely gotten better at that stuff over the course of playing it.
As a game, I'd say I've been playing it for the last 5 days or so, and I'm kind of over it already.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go skiing.
Kinda wanna go skiing.
Kind of want to go skiing, but yeah, like the Sudoku's really making it for me.
Yeah.
It is neat. It's not going to be an expensive game if I recall correctly when it comes out. I think it's only a $20 game.
And I guess the point is to
Yeah.
play it with other people. Like there's like charts and stuff, right, Jeff?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
graphs
yeah.
and
If you can have 4 save games on one cart, and as a result, you can compare your graphs with other people. And when it gets to stuff like sometimes they'll ask you like, "Hey, draw a fire hydrant, draw a fire
collie.
extinguisher, draw a collie, draw a bulldog."
Yeah.
And then it'll compare your pictures to the other pictures, or it'll compare the pictures to just the stock pictures that they have.
And then do you get like a job in animation if you draw the puppy?
Right,
right?
if you can draw the turtle, if you can
head
draw
with
this
the-
turtle,
the
then
tri-corner
you may
hat.
already be
Yeah.
an animator.
So I have a good question here. Daniel Littlely from Exeter wants to know, is it okay for left-handed people?
Yes,
Yeah?
this is actually, I'm playing it left-handed right now. You play the game sideways. You can see that we have the DS view sideways, and I've got it rotated here. You can play it either way. It defaults to right-handed, so every time you turn it on, everything will be upside down until you click on your name, and then it'll load up your save, and everything will flip around the right way.
Do you
for-
play the
for
whole
left-handed
thing
players.
like sideways like this?
Yeah, the whole game is played sideways, which is really crazy, but it works really well.
I think I enjoy holding the DS sideways a lot more than regular. It's
Yeah,
you can
it
hold
works
in
really
one
well. You can
hand.
hold
Yeah,
it
it's
in one
nice.
hand,
It
and you can
fits,
do
yeah.
the whole
It's like
palm
you got a
pilot
little
thing
future
really well.
book to
Exactly.
play your future Sudoku in.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for Brain Age.
Yeah.
For more on it, check the site. We'll have a preview, review, all that kind of stuff.
Totally.
It's around. Yeah, great.
Mad coverage, yo.
But right now, we have heard the cries from the fans. Back in December of 2004, we ceased the run of a briefly lived video feature.
Well, I don't even remember what you're talking about.
And then
That's ages ago.
Then we brought it back to the games and music experience and realized it's really not meant to be done live. So earlier this week, we went back into the studio, laid down some tracks. And,
Word.
Yeah. Button Mashing's coming back. Check it out.
Yo, man, you heard about GameSpot's new game show? Oh, you ain't, huh? All right, well, let me tell you a little something about it. Round 1, that's where the game has begun. It's the consolation round where you play until you're done. Time marches on while you fumble with the task. Better do it real fast or you end up dead last. Round 2, it's what we call the memory leak. The game shots flash fast so you only get a peek. If you somehow survive and you make it to the end, round 3 is up. You're getting owned, my friend. Now when I say button, you say mashing. Button, mashing. Button, mashing. When I say button, you say mashing. Button, 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 mashing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Button Mashing. That's right, your favorite video game show has returned to GameSpot. So you're about to die.
I know.
You know, we said the penalty was for you dying. So you have to hang out with me for 10 seconds right now. We're going to let this clock wind up. Judges, you let me know when 10 seconds have passed. So you got 3 archways down there, the big tire things, Mario cruising along. What? Tom? Nope, it's not that. There's a fight is going on.
Oh, God.
Double Dragon Styles. Craig, are you player 2?
I am.
Oh, man. Now, are you guys wearing skin-colored boots, or are your bare feet?
These are
just
boots.
really, those are boots. All right,
These
cool.
are specially made.
Awesome.
So
Button
awesome.
mashing coming back
Yeah.
soon, I'm told.
Soon.
Soon. That's all we could say. But button mashing, the GameSpot game show where everyone acts real crazy and yells at stuff. Kind of like this show, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. It's
But-
crazy because when I first saw button mashing, I was just reading the site.
Right.
And so now, just like to have it come back and stuff. Man, it's been a long time, dude. Rich, what have you been doing all this time?
We've been doing this show.
Okay.
If to be honest, I really got to say it though. You guys want button mashing to stick around when it does come back. Watch it a lot, and then we'll keep doing it. And yeah,
there you go.
That's how it is.
That's how.
That's the realness.
Yeah.
All right,
Take it
so
away,
now
it really is.
we got
Yeah.
some button mashing over here.
Not really. We have more throat mashing.
hell is
now.
that thing?
Throat mashing. Ryan Davis, you're playing Odama. Ute Saito's Odama.
Odama now. They have cut Ute Saito out of it. Like on the back of the box it says like created by Ute Saito on the bottom, little tiny print, but just Odama now.
Okay, and so what is Odama?
Odama is a military strategy pinball game for the GameCube.
Another one of those?
Yeah, I know. The market's so flooded right now. I really don't know why they, especially on the GameCube. I mean, just so many of them. No, but seriously, this is a really...
What is this crazy thing?
Okay, so this thing right here, this is like the GameCube microphone. Odama comes with a microphone as well as this little attachment that you can use to stick it onto the top of your GameCube controller here. You actually use the microphone to give commands to your troops.
I know, I've heard you.
You've heard me yelling,
Yeah,
rally,
you're yelling.
rally.
All right, let's see it.
So we're gonna
Show
do
me.
this right now. We're gonna play some Odama. So basically, you have your Odama, which is this giant ball that you use to crush your enemies. And you also have armies of troops that you command with the microphone. And your ultimate goal here is that you want to. I'm actually gonna go into a boss fight here. Your ultimate goal is that you want to get this giant bell called the Nintendo bell. To the top of the screen and through this gate, but of course the opposing army is going to try and keep you from doing it.
All right.
And I've got these flippers at the bottom of the screen. It is just super weird. As you can see, there is a giant general in the back there.
Wow, and
I
I don't think we can hear this right now, but the sound in this game.
This
Look
game
at how
sounds
amazing
really,
the sound
this
is.
This game does have a pretty great sound to it. There, yeah, the giant general. He's kind of scary.
He's a big dude.
He's a large man. He's not slight
I
at
have a
all.
hat
So,
like that.
so we're gonna jump into this. I'm gonna initially launch my Odama here and then crush my enemies.
Nice. So Michael Roberts from Ormond Beach, Florida wants to know, is there multiplayer?
No, this is a single-player only game, strictly for a one-player. Yeah, that's it.
For a single player.
A single player.
And how has the mic been working for you? People want to know, Chris from East Lansing wants to know, do you have problems with the voice recognition? How's it going?
You know what? Actually, I think the voice recognition's been pretty good. Oh, I lost my ball already. This game is extremely hard. I will say that.
So you're gonna show up Greg Mueller right now with an awesome demo, right? It's super hard, and you're gonna.
And then I'm going to lose. I've not managed to beat this level yet. So
Oh, nice. So we're here with you, watching.
Yeah,
you.
you're going to watch me lose, and it'll be pretty sweet.
Can you show us the screaming? Can you scream for us, please?
There's not really anything for me to say just yet, and and then I lose.
And you lose.
Defeat!
Defeated.
So yeah, that's one of the things that you start off with a limited number of Odamas to play with in a level. We'll take it to another level.
That was
here.
a real Brad Shoemaker moment.
Oh, dude, why you gotta pick on Brad like that?
Oh, that's just wrong. After you
Brad
and Tetris,
Brad.
Jeff.
No,
After you played
Brad's
Tetris.
got mad,
Brad's
Brad.
cool. Yeah.
Jeff.
I just like to diss.
Oh, don't bring up the Tetris.
Tetris
He's
CS.
still sore about that.
Oh, well, he was fine in that.
fine.
Whatever. Yeah. Brad also has fans, as heard on the hotspot this week.
Yeah,
Listen
no.
to the Hotspot.
Ladies love cool Brad,
Ladies love
so.
cool Brad. Anyways, try again, Ryan Davis.
All right, we're going to try a different level here. In this case, so we have to get up to the top, but there's a couple of rivers that I'm going to have to go across. The first one, there is a little dam that I can trigger. I'm going to actually do that at the beginning here because that makes my life a lot easier. Which will cut off the water, which makes it a lot easier for my troops to get out.
Until you run them over.
Yeah, that is kind of the strategic problem here is that your Odama will crush your own troops. Now here is one of these rally points. I'm going to say, rally! And now my troops are going to see it.
Oh, nice. Really cool.
Orange arrows come up, and they're going to go and rally around that thing. They're going to take that key over to this door over on the side and unlock it.
which gives me a little alternate path that I can use. There's a bunch of other stuff that you can have them rally around. There's
So what if you didn't rally? What would happen?
Nothing.
Do you have to rally? You don't have to.
No, you don't have to rally. In fact, I can use the D-pad to select different rally points for other things. Does
that get tricky, like using the D-pad and then like?
This game is extremely tricky.
Okay.
I mean, the way that the controls all kind of push forward.
Push forward!
And then so the
tough,
part what
man.
happened there is that my flippers locked up because too many of the enemy troops rushed the bottom of the screen.
So they're coming down on you.
They're coming
and you gotta
down on
keep
me
pushing
at the
them
same
back
time
up.
that we're pushing back.
This game is hard.
This game is extremely difficult. I will say for the past day that I've been playing this game, it has given me a challenge. It has been extremely hard. So I'm just gonna keep going back until I win.
DB Blight wants to know what happens when you yell glasses in there.
Let's find out. Here we go.
All right,
we're
ready?
starting up a fresh new level here.
Man, you just showing them everything.
There's got to be some great unlockable voice command. There's got to be. Seaman.
Yeah.
I'll say
Seaman.
Leonard Nimoy.
That launched the ball, dude.
Glasses. Yeah, they didn't get sides.
Everything. Okay.
Ow, ow, ow. I'm on fire.
Yeah, the guys are also really. Actually, one of the cool things about this game is the sound. I really do find the sound to be really appealing in here, just because
it feels it feels really tribal and like I don't know.
They didn't translate anything from Japanese, so like all of the in between level stuff is all in Japanese, and just these really great gruff Japanese voices sound just straight out of a samurai movie. It's really fitting for the game itself. And whenever you yell commands at your troops, they all holler back in unison. There's these great, oh god, this is gonna go poorly now.
Deploy more dudes, dude. You've got dudes. You just need to deploy the dudes.
But you can't deploy dudes to fight those cavalrymen. Those cavalrymen
those dudes won't fight those other dudes.
No.
One last question about this game.
Sure.
Carrie?
Sam Carlson from Boise, Idaho wants to know: this game looks terribly jumbled. How easy is it to see your units?
It can be a little difficult. You kind of just go on like this massive color. You don't really have like really granular control over your troops. Your commands are all voice, so it's all just like move forward, move back, attack the enemy, move to the right, move to the left. So in that regard, it doesn't really matter like if you can or can't see your troops that well. So,
Okay. When is this coming out?
This is coming out next week, April 10th, which
Nice.
is Tuesday, Monday, something
Yeah.
like that. So
Shipping
next week,
Monday
look for this in stores. It's really, really weird. Nothing else really nothing else like it. And also, so far, it has been incredibly challenging.
Well, thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Carrie. Now we're going to
welcome.
hit our favorite part of the show where we give away loot.
Yeah,
Mad loot.
Mad loot,
Tons
son.
of loot. Last week we didn't announce any winners. 'Cause
Yeah.
we didn't know who they were yet, but now
Right,
we have
now
them.
we have the winners.
So from two shows ago, we gave away 3 copies of Capcom Collection Remix for the PSP and 3 copies of Brain Age for the DS.
That's handy.
Yeah, let's reveal both the questions we asked were for the Capcom Collections Classic Remix,
Yeah.
otherwise it's RC. It was a multiple choice, obviously.
Right.
Which was not a Final Fight villain. The answer was Torrente. Torrente.
Which was that horrible PC game.
It was a horrible PC game.
Yeah.
And the question we asked for for Brain Age for the DS, how many millions of miles, or how many miles of axons are there in the brain? It's 3 million.
3 million.
Well, we kind of messed with there because the options were like 7, 20, 25, and 3 million.
Yeah,
But the answer
so
is
you'd
3
naturally
million.
think,
But a
yeah.
lot of people got that right. And the 6 people who got these games, and they're in the mail now actually, I think, are Trenton Dittmer of Illinois, Joe Alfaro of Oregon, Wim Vermeert.
I think it's probably Vim.
Wim Vermeert.
Yeah, I think so.
Of Belgium. Here, Carrie, you read the other 3 then.
Oh,
You're so smart.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Joel Ers.
Yeah!
Right, yeah.
Joel
What's up
Erzik-
now?
Joel Ersick of California.
yeah.
William Turner, a.k.a. Orlando Bloom, of California.
That's right.
And Randy Ringstad of Nevada.
Oh, by the way, Brain Age is not in the mail. I lied. We don't have those yet. Capcom definitely in the mail.
Dirty rotten liar.
And last week we gave away 6 copies of Spy Hunter. Those are not in the mail because that game's not out yet.
Yeah.
6 copies of NBA Ballers Phenom. Those are in the mail. And 3 copies of Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble for the PSP, also in the mail.
You've given away a lot of stuff there,
That's a lot of
Rich.
games.
Yeah.
The trivia question for Spy Hunter was the Interceptor can turn into several things. It was like a 2x4 sandwich, the Nation of Domination, and
That's funny.
and a boat. The boat was the correct answer.
Boat is always the right answer.
Jeff, tell us who the 6 people are who got that.
The 6 people who got this are Travis Porter from Georgia, Jesse Anderson from Minnesota, Dave Ferguson of Ohio, Craig Morgan of Georgia, Emily Moore of Arizona, and Stephen Boss of New Jersey.
The boss of Stevens?
Stephen Boss.
Yeah, the boss in Jersey.
The boss in Jersey is Bruce Springsteen.
That's not anymore,
okay.
dude.
The trivia question for NBA Ballers Phenom on the Xbox was which team drafted Chauncey Billups? It was the Boston Celtics, and then they traded him away because Rick Pitino's an idiot. And the 6 people who got that right are who, Ryan Davis?
Aaron Zola of New York, Graham Stewart of Pennsylvania, Luis Chavez of California, Josh Lee of Ohio, Dylan Hammond of South Carolina, and Kyle Templeton of Oregon.
Cool.
Oregon.
And the last question for the 3 copies of Beautiful Joe, Red Hot Rumble for the PSP, or who is Joe's mentor? Captain Blue.
Captain Blue.
Captain Blue is the answer.
Yeah.
We had some like Commander Green in there.
It was not Commander
Lieutenant
Green.
Pugh said
That's real like
Mustard.
Clue,
right?
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the 3 people who got that right are Carrie. You can do this one again.
Oh, Corey Dorshell of Florida, Jonathan Lepatsky of Alberta, and David Rodriguez of Florida.
She didn't even sweat it that time. You thought you were going to try and throw her a curve.
I was. I was actually counting on a Jonathan Lipnicki reference.
Oh, nice. Oh, it was good.
And this week we are giving away 2 DVD board games for WWE. Jeff said he wants this one.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And we're also giving away that fat charger, which is under that TV right now. If someone could hand it to me, please, real quick. Not available in stores. Thank you, Word. Not available in stores, is it, Jeff?
Yeah, no, this isn't out yet. And what this will do is, you know, you have to have your Xbox 360 turned on to recharge your battery pack.
Right.
Or, you know, if it's off, it'll charge it sometimes. I don't know. Mine's always dead.
Right.
So this one, you can actually plug this into the wall and just know that you're charging them, and it'll charge 2 at a time, which that's kind of cool.
And, in like 2 hours, too.
Yeah, it's a quick
really
charge.
fast.
And it holds 2 batteries.
Yes,
and it comes
holds
with
2.
a battery.
And it says right here in the back of the box, the fastest way to repower your wireless controller.
Really?
So there
it's
you
made
go.
by Microsoft.
It is made by Microsoft. Now me, I don't know. I gave up on that, and my computer's on all the time, so I just plug it into my PC now, and now it's always powered up. So
cool. That's a tricky way to do it.
Well, then you don't need that.
Yeah, you
So
don't
I
need
don't
it.
really need
We'll
it,
give it
yeah.
away. Well, first we're going to give away the 2 WWE DVD board games. I want to say WWF. Am I a bad person for wanting to say that?
Yeah.
World Wildlife
Yeah, World Wildlife
Foundation.
Fund had its way.
Yeah.
But we have a multiple choice trivia question here. If you're a paid subscriber, you see the question form, choose question 1, and then multiple choice, pick what you think the answer is, hit submit. First 2 people do right will win themselves this board game.
Nice.
And the question is, Jeff, you saw WrestleMania 22.
I did not.
You did not?
But I read about it.
You read about it. And
Yeah.
Triple H referred to himself as something all the time.
Yeah, like in the weeks leading up to the event, Triple H kept referring to himself as something. And which one of these things is it? Is it A, New Hampshire's finest, B, the King of Kings, C, the boss's son-in-law, or D, Hunter?
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
Does anyone even call him that anymore?
Sometimes they call him Hunter, I think.
Do they? Maybe that's the answer.
Maybe it is.
I think it's New Hampshire's finest.
Well, we'll see.
Pick your answer, send it in. First 2 people do it right, win themselves this game. And now, Jeff, we're giving away the battery thing.
Battery thing.
We had some trouble coming up with a question about batteries, and this is the best one we got. Check it out. In the movie, batteries not included.
I was totally going to say, that's what we should have done. That is awesome. Great minds think alike.
Who played Harry Noble? He's the character. He's the guy who repaired the guy.
Oh, okay,
He's the
all
one
right.
who actually
Yeah.
says batteries not included.
Yeah.
Is it A, Doyle Decker, B, Delroy Lindo, C, Jim Brown, or D, Frank McRae? That was the guy who it is in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
He was in Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really all I need to say. He's and in more.
And more.
And more.
I really
Loaded
liked
Weapon,
Batteries
I think.
Not Included.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's a
don't
good
forget
movie. It's a good
to
movie.
put your answers in the little box and not mail them to me.
Yeah, definitely don't mail
send it
them.
to us. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care
You gotta
if
use
you know the answer.
Yeah, these questions are only open to paid subscribers. You got to use the thing. It's
form,
up
this little
here-ish.
question thing.
I think it's up there. Is it
Yeah,
up
so
there?
yeah, there it is.
It's over there. Yeah, use that. If you don't see it, you're not a paid subscriber. It's just it's kind of cheap.
It's
now.
the
We
way
got
of
the
things.
extra- we
It is
got
the way
yeah.
of things.
And also, I believe Technical Crew, our paid subscribers, enjoying a awesome stream today. Are they not?
700K.
700K.
Yeah.
700K streams for paid subscribers.
I'm told
by
it
the
looks
way.
Yo, that's
awesome.
ill.
That's ill. But everyone can ask us questions, so there's no reason why everyone should be watching the show live and bombarding Carrie and Ryan with questions.
Exactly.
I want that
Break that laptop.
every week.
It's not going to take much. That
I
laptop's
want
like from the
zillions
70s.
of people sending questions in to break that 70s laptop.
Yeah.
I want it.
It's happening. Trust
It's
me.
happening?
I mean,
Nice.
it's getting crazy, man.
It's chugging up. Yeah, we've got.
Carrie and Ryan, any final thoughts?
Odama's hard. It's really hard, and I
understandable.
really think that everyone else is getting a little tired of me yelling at my TV while I play.
I love it, man. I love watching you yell at your
You got
TV.
the hat trick of dying today, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want. I think that definitely conveys how difficult this game is. There's just so much going on in it, just in one go. So
After I did Phoenix Wright and I was yelling and everybody was making fun of me, the tides have turned, Ryan Davis. The tides have turned.
Also, actually, I have to admit, we just had an extra prize come in for A-Rod, who wrote earlier. It's a couple baseball cards that came with the game.
Yeah.
It's Derek Jeter.
Oh! He can't strip.
This is
They laminate baseball cards
look
now.
at this is how expensive this card is. This is like one of the $2 packs.
That's like an upper
Stadium
decker, right?
Club,
Exactly. And Mariano Rivera.
Oh.
Go Sox. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good show, Jeff.
Good show, Rich.
We'll catch you next week right here on the spot.